Jeopardy!
Welcome everyone to the CPC-1 version of Jeopardy! We're joined here by Dr. Christine Song, a familiar face from your immunology and allergy block. And I'm host Rob Goldberg. For today's categories, we have two in mind. Number one is fun facts, and the second is evaluations. Why don't we start by Christine having you introduce yourself to the students and telling them a little bit about your professional background.
Sure, thanks, Robbie. So as you know, I'm Christine Song. I was your week lead for the immunology block, and I'm an allergist immunologist at St. Michael's Hospital.
Fantastic. So we are going to start off with any category of your choice. Why don't you start us off, Christine?
Okay, Robbie, let's start off with fun facts for 100.
Okay, the answer is your favorite TV show right now.
Oh, I have an answer. Okay, what is Bridgerton?
That's wonderful. I love Bridgerton as well. Let's go back to the home screen and take us to the next question.
Okay, let's play it safe and go with evaluations for 100.
Okay. The answer to this is that teacher evaluation scores are used for performance review and promotion. Incomplete or few evaluations can be a hurdle in this process.
Oh, how are teacher evaluations used for professional development?
That sounds great. Why don't you tell us in a sentence a little bit about how teacher evaluations have been used in your professional development, Christine?
Sure, Robbie. So without my teacher evaluations, I would probably have nothing to show our physician-in-chief and division head what I've actually been doing all these years with the undergrad curriculum. So it is really important to show what we've been up to, how we apply feedback, and it's also really important for us as we go through various stages of promotion.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next category.
Let's go back to fun facts for 300.
The answer to this is, let's go back to the previous slide. Let's do fun facts for 300. Oh no, it looks like our Jeopardy is not behaving. Let's go back to the next slide and try this again.
Let's try.
Fun facts for 300. Here we go. Your favorite topic in immunology and why?
Oh, this is an easy one. Okay, what is vaccines?
Fantastic. Tell us a little bit about the work you've been doing in vaccines.
Yeah, so I don't think I need to really explain the fact that vaccines right now are probably on everybody's minds, as it is literally our ticket out of this pandemic. And we have these newer vaccine technologies that are being used right now. So it's a really exciting time in understanding them. Most recently, we've been dealing with some anaphylactic reactions to the vaccine. And again, we're kind of living through this period where we're trying to figure out why it's happening and trying to figure out how we're going to move forward and still give these patients their shots moving forward.
Fantastic. Let's go on to the next category.
Let's be bold and go with evaluations for 500.
Okay, here we go. The answer to this one is be kind. The feedback you provide should be directed to the appropriate person and via the appropriate channel. Use lower numeric scores in a focused way and only if necessary.
What is an important consideration when completing your evaluations?
That sounds great. That is correct. Let's go back to the main screen, and I'll just add to that it is important to be kind when completing your evaluations. These evaluations mean a lot to the tutors, and we want honest feedback, but also feedback that's directed to the situation rather than towards the individual.
Absolutely. If there is a comment that says that was the worst lecture ever without any idea of what made it the worst lecture ever, that is just really hurtful and it really doesn't help the lecture to be better in the future. So please try to be a bit specific, but also to consider that these are human beings reading these evaluations.
Sounds great. So which evaluation and or fun facts scoring levels have we not gone through yet?
That is a great question. I think we still need to go back to, was it evaluations for 300?
Let's do it. The answer here is that teacher evaluation scores help improve instructor performance and promote improvement in the material in subsequent years.
How are teacher evaluations used for professional development? Yeah. That sounds familiar.
Well, how about we go back over here?
That's right. How do teacher evaluation scores improve the learner experience? So I can definitely say that some of the more recent additions to the curriculum, things like the CBL companion, but also that basic immunology survival guide have been created in response to student feedback. So when students give us an idea of what they found helpful and also areas that they felt needed more clarification, it really gives us as teachers a good idea of how we can create better materials for future years.
That's fantastic. Thank you, Christine. And I think there's only one category left, which is, I believe, fun facts for 500. So let's hit it up. The answer is your best piece of advice to a first-year medical student.
Oh, that's easy. What is to have an open mind? And what I mean by that is you might go into medical school thinking you have an exact idea of where you see your career. But what I would suggest is to really go into every block in your pre-clerkship and even your clerkship rotations and consider that that might actually be what you end up choosing to do. So really go in there, have an open mind, do your best, and just remember that you have exciting careers ahead of you and you never know which way it'll go.
Fantastic. That concludes our episode of Jeopardy. Thanks for keeping cool with some of the bumps that we encountered in our Jeopardy journey, but I hope that everyone learned a lot and we really appreciate your insights and contributions today. Thank you, Christine.
Thanks so much for having me, Robbie. Bye, everyone.